Oh, man, another great crowd at Jordan-Hare. Couldn't say enough about our students and our supporters, band, fans, cheerleaders. The Tiger Walk was incredible, and homecoming here was it seemed like to me that the streets were more packed driving yesterday than the first one. So, man, I just continue to say how thankful we are for the great support that we're receiving, and obviously to get another win. They're always sweet, and I thought there were some really good things tonight, and obviously some things we still got to work on and clean up. But congratulations to our kids and staff for becoming 2-0 at Jordan-Hare and 3-0 on the season.
Coach, clearly it felt like you were trying to get Peyton Thorne in the room tonight. Can you talk about what your plan was for him, how you felt he did, and what you still want him to work on headed into SEC play?
Yeah, I thought it was, what was he? Pretty good percentage completions. I thought the interception in the end zone, was that a great decision? It did hit our guy on the shoulder pad, it looked like. I'll have to see it on the film. But, the next one was a poor decision. But he had the shallow wide open and should have checked it down to that. But outside of that, I thought he played really solid. I think it's the first time since like 2013 that Auburn's had a quarterback that rushed for 100 yards and threw for over 200. So I thought he had a solid day. But, yeah, the plan was to I absolutely – we've got to get more confidence in us being a balanced offense, and that was the goal.
So, Coach, you talked about the 200 yards throwing and the 100 yards rushing. The Auburn stat crew could not find a guy in the history of Auburn that's thrown for 300 and ran for 100. He was 18 yards away.
Well, dang. That's when y'all were supposed to come tell me.
Yeah, that's the question. Was there any thought of getting him back in there in that second to last drive to get 18
I assure
yards?
you, if I'd have known that I would have thought about it, but I have no clue that was the case. But I thought Robbie played well when he came in also, and but I thought Peyton was solid outside the one decision on the deep post route. That was a poor decision, but outside of that, I thought his decision making was pretty good, and I thought he ran when he needed to, and we called some good draws with him, and he looked normal running those, looked natural at it. So I thought it was a solid night for him.
Coach, when you look at the turnover numbers, it's happy, and you got to be pleased with 2 takeaways for your defense, but then you had 3 turnovers yourself. So what are your feelings on the turnover numbers for the game? Yeah,
the 2 interceptions, we just can't do it. We've got to just keep working on it. You're going to have some of those, but one of them certainly shouldn't have happened. Now, the punt was we were down to our 3rd punt returner, and, we got to get him some more reps, obviously. And then went to our 4th punt returner and Jalen on the next one. But we need to get some more reps at that for sure.
We saw Keontae come back in a boot. Do you have anything instantly on him for right now?
It was a tough night for us. Cam Stutz went out after the first series. Tall didn't come back after his ankle, and then Keontae, and we were already without Kaufman and Pritchett, and Jalen McLeod couldn't go. So we've got some. We got to get healthy before next weekend, hopefully.
It looked like Peyton struggled reading the end early, but figured it out as the game went on.
Yeah, halftime we changed a couple things that I think helped him with that. They were moving around between 4-eye and a 5 a good bit in their odd front, and it was a little harder for him to read it. But we got in some 12 personnel stuff, and I think it made it easier for him. They had to declare which gap he was going to play.
Hugh, you've been talking about your receivers to step up. Shane making a big play on the outside. Omari had a couple as well. Just, what did you think about those guys? Did you see progress from that group on the outside? Yeah, I
saw progress this week, and some tonight. I thought Coy looked pretty good. It's good to have him back. I think he's going to help us. We were without VAR tonight. He couldn't go either, so it was good to see Coy step in and have some good reps. But I thought all of them did some decent things. We still have routes to clean up, and I thought the one Shorter had on the 3rd and goal down there, I thought it was a really good throw, and he's got I thought he could make that play when we settled for a field goal there. But there were some good things. We still got to work on our releases and understanding coverages, and we still have a ways to go, but they definitely improved tonight, it looked.
Hugh, talk about the running backs. You mentioned this week about trying to spread the carries a little bit more. What did you kind of make of some of the run blocking? I think they combined to finish under 100 yards. Were you pleased with that performance, or how did you kind of assess that?
I thought we left some yards out there in the rushing game, particularly in the first half, with what they were doing. I think our backs didn't press it quite long enough to let it develop. Second half, I thought they were better. Jarquez got kind of dinged up tonight, too, with the ankle, so he was kind of gimpy there in the second half. But I thought Batee gave us a little burst there on the runs he had, and obviously I like all those guys, so hopefully we can get them all healthy. But I do think we left some yards out there. But they were playing, they really wanted to stop the run. I mean, they were playing in their odd front, but both safeties plus the rover in that three-man front stuff, they were really active down in the box. Thus, we got some explosive passes.
You can practice situations like third and short, goal to go in practice, but how valuable is it for guys to get those opportunities in game? Yeah,
it's incredibly. We weren't very good in the first half down there, and we've got to get a few things cleaned up personnel-wise for sure. Rivaldo should be in the slot or flexed out down there every time we get down there pretty much, and obviously you probably need to have a package for Robbie too. He's such a threat. They have to play, him pulling the ball on whatever run we have. And, we've got to – but the reps are incredibly important. We're getting ready to walk into College Station next weekend, and we're going to need every bit of the improvement we can that we can show on tape to get a better plan.
Yes, you once again, Rivaldo Fairweather makes some big catches for you tonight. What did you say to him?
That's hopefully who he's going to be every Saturday. We need him to be. He's a tough matchup, and we just need him to be himself. And we got to find ways to get him the football and get him in advantageous matchups.
3-0 as you head into your first conference game. What's your overall feel for this football team as they get ready to do that?
I'm always wanting to improve. There's times that we don't play great fundamental football, and those plays I know will haunt us. And so I want to get rid of those. But I'm very pleased with the kids. I love being around them. I love the group of kids and coaches, and I think they are enjoying, the journey we're on. You're going to get tested here real quick with the A&M and Georgia and LSU coming up. I believe that's the next three, if my memory's right. And, it'll test all of us. And we're very young in our journey. And how we handle both successes and failures, I think, will be vital. You probably learn more from failure than you do successes, but this journey's been very fun, enjoyable. But at the same time, it's hard. In this profession, it's really hard to celebrate too long because you see, you wish, I don't know how many plays we had tonight offensively and defensively, but I'd love to watch the film tomorrow and say that we lined up and executed them about a 90% rate, and I know that when I watch it, that's not going to be the case. And that's my job to try to get that percentage way up there with our team where the execution of the call is done with great effort and it's done correctly. You may lose a one-on-one block or a one-on-one matchup. Those will happen in this league, but hopefully we can not sabotage ourselves.
Coach, last week in Cal, you threw the ball 17 times total in the football game coming in, and then tonight you had 36 total passes, 25 of those in the first half. What was the decision to go and throw it as much as you did in this game tonight versus Samford?
Just wanted to be balanced, really, and wanted to try to get us some confidence. We're going to have to throw the football some, and and they were playing pretty much the way their safeties were playing. They were getting 8 in the box pretty quick, and because a lot of those throws in the first half were truly off a run game. But it was the read for Peyton was to throw it based on the numbers. So it wasn't that I don't think we called an extraordinarily large amount. The last series with Robbie, every one of those was runs except for the last one that he completed a ducker for a touchdown. So, you know, just playing within, we're learning the system more and more, hopefully, and feeling more comfortable in it.
We'll take a couple. Perry and then Matt.
Coach, back this way. Just to kind of piggyback on the question that Jeff asked, I want to kind of dive into that a little bit more. As you've learned about this team, and as you mentioned, you're heading into a gauntlet here. Where's the moment that you found the most confidence in this team? If that's been a moment or just an overall game as we see this team step into SEC play?
Well, I'd probably have to say the Cal defensive performance. You know, I don't know that it means that we've arrived or anything, but I know that they really weren't fazed by the fact that they had to keep going on the field over and over and over again and getting stops. And I loved what I saw, loved what I heard from them, and loved that there was just no quit in them, and we're going to find a way to get it done. So that's probably, to this point, the memory I have of saying, all right, these guys they're growing.
You talked about the desire to kind of get confidence throwing the ball, but also making sure Robbie gets his touches. Obviously, this was the least Robbie played so far. How does that balance, I guess, with wanting to get Robbie in, but also wanting to get Peyton Thorne comfortable at the same time?
Yeah, those are, you know, I think we got to figure out. We weren't gonna go in this game and be in and out. And I think we've got to find out if Peyton truly is going to function every aspect of the offense, which I thought he did tonight well, and we know that Robbie can do things too, and I thought he looked good, and it's good to have both of them. How that looks from game to game, I've said from day one, I don't know. You know, we'll have a good plan going into A&M, and I'm sure it'll involve both of them. No, thank you guys.
Thank you, Auburn. Bring the journalists and
You know,
the press. We'll head out
Jake
that
Fair
way.
was
We'll go
7
bring a
yards.
couple